Hi everyone, it's me Audie with MHA Media and News, and I'm here with Marty Ward. Hi Marty, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, Audie, it's my pleasure.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, it's been an interesting journey. I grew up in Connecticut, Greenwich, Connecticut, and have spent a lifetime of figuring out who I am. And I had no idea that I could possibly end up in Uganda eliminating bullying around the world.
Oh wow.
You know, when you grow up, you just don't know where you're going to end up.
Right.
And I've been an author, and I'm a success coach to entrepreneurs, a transformation strategist. And in 2011, I happened to bump into an article on the internet about a little girl named Ashlyn Connor. And Ashlyn was a cheerleader. She was an A student, but that day she chose not to go to school because she was afraid to confront the bully one more time. And so she ended her life. And I cried and I said, enough, I'm done, I have an answer. And that began a new chapter
The
in my
stepping
life.
stone to everything else. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your book.
My book.
Get clear, get confident, get going.
Well, this is just really a fascinating story. So in 2015, I received an email from someone in Uganda. And I was so surprised to do that. And the story is that he was a missionary. Pastor Booney Alex was a missionary. And he was in Tanzania, and they had told him to burn 200 books because the church just said, oh, it's taking up too much room. Can you imagine? Anyway, and this book was on the pile. And he went to put it in the pile and to start the fire, and something told him not to do it.
Oh, wow.
And he went to put it again, and something told him, his heart told him not to do it. And he took it home, and he started reading it, and it changed his life. And so he emailed me in 2015 and said, I want to find out more. And so we've been working together since 2015 via the internet until this March, when I actually went to Uganda to work with the team that he had developed over there that's been using my material to work in 10 schools and in about 10 or 15 churches. So I got to be there, and oh my Lord, it was just amazing to transform 7,000 children's lives by sharing more about my work, and also 1,000 parents and teachers and pastors.
So you impacted a lot of people.
Well, I couldn't believe they were so hungry. They were so hungry to see a different way of being. Because over there, they call it cane their children and their wives. Now, we're still do that. We beat our children and we have, domestic violence. But over there, it's more routine. But when I shared with them that there was another possibility, they embraced it immediately. And that was like so heartwarming to me, because they immediately would go, I will never do it again. I didn't know. I didn't know another way. And so the word spread, and I would talk to, I was a preacher over there. 2 people went to Jesus because of me, and I was preaching in the churches. But then the next day, because most of the pastors have schools, then they'd say, no, I want you to come to my school and teach my teachers. I want you to go to school and teach my children. And so I got to spread the word even further. So it was just thrilling.
So you learned about the power of the word.
The power of the word. You're right. The power of the word.
All right. So you were interviewed by Channel 13 as well as Florida Today. Tell me about those experiences.
Well, it was because of my trip to Uganda. It's helping to get my word out everywhere, which is just so nice. And Channel 13 News found out about me and asked me if they could, do an interview. And so I very much appreciate that kind of community support, because, Addie, we really need this program in America. We need to reach our children. When children, what it's about is children believing in themselves so strongly that they don't believe the words of the bully. Because you see, why this is such a passion for me is that I've been bullied my whole life. And so I know what it's like. And so by realizing, what I realized is that, you know, if I didn't believe the bully, I wouldn't be hurt.
Right.
And so what I do is I tag children for success with their talents, their abilities, and their gifts. And once they know how fabulous they are, then they can say, when the bully calls them a name, they can say, well, that's your opinion. I'm an artist. I know who I am.
Right.
I'm an athlete. You know, they don't even have to say that out loud, but inside, when they believe that they're somebody, that they matter.
They build that confidence that they're
Yes. And so what I do is I teach teachers how to talk to children in a particular way, and parents, so that the children can hear how fabulous they are every day. And I do things like, I help parents to see that what they can do is, like, let's say the child is bouncing on the couch, right? They're just being kids. They're just being who they are. And the parent can go in and say, I've told you, and, you know, we've done all that. That, you know, doesn't work. There they are again, right? But what if you went in and you said, wow, look at how high you can bounce. Look at how athletic you are. Bouncing is for the floor. And what happens is that you've tagged them with their talents, abilities, and gifts. See how high you can bounce. See how athletic you are. So that's their talent and their ability. And, you know, and they are now asked to do what you want, which is to be on the floor. And every time a child will cooperate. Every time.
Yeah, because there's not an anger or a yelling voice.
Exactly.
You have the tasked motivation, basically.
Well, yeah, a motivation, but also what I see, Addie, is that we're seeing them for who they are. They're just being themselves.
Right.
And you're honoring that by saying, wow, I see you for who you are. You're an athlete and you can bounce high. And bouncing's through the floor.
Right.
And every time a child will cooperate immediately. And so just that shift, by focusing on what we want, we get more of it. Which is why in my program is about creating confident kids, not about trying to stop the impossible, which is the bully. You can't stop a bully from doing or saying whatever they want to do in the moment. But what we can do is believe in ourselves, trust ourselves, honor and value who we are. And then when someone calls us a name, whether we're an adult or a child, we can know that we're okay.
And it could stop bullying, because then the bully has no motivation to hurt you anymore, because you're not taking it as he thought or she thought it would be.
Exactly. And I also work with a bully so that they learn that they're valuable. Yeah. And when I was a school-based social worker, what I would do is I would make the bully the mentor. Now, when the bully is the mentor, they are actually allowed to be the leader that they really want to be. The bully really ultimately wants to be a leader and has been misguided, thinking that they're a leader by being in charge and trying to put people down. They don't understand until you teach them that they can lead actually in a way that supports and encourages and motivates others. And once they feel important and that they know that they matter, well, then they stop bullying. The discipline problem decreased in the school.
Really?
Yeah, it works.
And what schools are using your program?
Well, we have 20 schools in Uganda that use our program now, and I've introduced it to some schools in the United States. And the ones that see that, the teachers that see that, have been using it, and they help the kids by tagging them every day with their talents, their abilities, and their gifts. And we did another cool thing. This was just amazing. We did something called we call it the Being Me Matters ceremony. And what I would do is you have everyone stands up and gets a partner, and then you look at each other like you and I are.
Right.
And I look at you and I say, I see you for who you are. Being you matters. And I have a sticker, and then I put the sticker on your shoulder, and I tell you why you matter. So, Addie, why you matter to me is because I value the work that you do in the community by you providing these kind of interviews so that people can see who other people are and help them grow their business and to get the word out about programs.
So tell us a little bit about your website, Confidence Eliminates Bullying.
Well, on the website you can read all about the trip to Uganda and find out about our scholarship program. The children over there, they have many children because they're farmers and they need people out in the field. But and so what happens is that some of the children get to go to school and then they run out of school fee money. And those children are desperate to go to school. They just want to go to school there. They love school. They start learning English at 3 years old. And so we have a scholarship program for $25 a month. You can send a child to boarding school so that they're fed, they've got their uniform, all their fees are paid, everything. And so we have 50 children that are in the program, and 11 of which have been sponsored. So we've got that you can find out more about, and also you can find out about how to have me come to your school in America or wherever you are in the world, and to be able to have this program begun so that you can get kids believing in themselves. You know, what I say, Addie, is that, you know, when kids believe in themselves, they don't want to hurt themselves or others. Right. You know, with the school shooting issues going over here in America, you know, if you know that you matter, well, you're not going to want to hurt others either. You're not going to want to hurt yourself or others. And so that's why this program is so important. And not only does it help emotionally, but it saves our schools money. Right. Because bullying can cost up to $1 million a year, like in a high school. And so it benefits everyone. Mm-hmm. And the atmosphere that's created at home and at school is one of a win-win situation.
Right. And tell us a little bit like a preview of your book.
Well, a preview of my book is actually, it has my system in it. And it talks about emotional intelligence. It talks about how to manage your emotions in the moment, which is what we need as we deal with our children and with our life, and helps you to honor and value your talents, your abilities and gifts, right. Which is what I teach, because, you know, if you and I don't feel good, well, then we can't share with our children. We're going to be reacting rather than, you know, believing in ourselves. Right. So, because we all have that internal bully, right? I mean, even if we don't have an external one, we got an internal one beating ourselves up every day. So I help people, it's really, I say, to kiss procrastination goodbye. Mm-hmm. Because I went from being worth over $1 million to having $7.41 in my bank account. Mm. And when I failed for the second time, I couldn't find myself. And I just kept throwing good money after good money away, trying to find a program that would make me fix and I'd be okay. See, I am okay. But I wasn't, until I unlocked my talents, abilities, and gifts. And I did what I was meant to do. Right. And that's what I help entrepreneurs do. I help them to unlock their creative potential, to be able to turn their life and business around. And they've been able to, you know, grow their business 10 to up to 500% just in 3 months. Oh, wow. So that's when I said, well, what if a kid could believe in themselves from the time they were little, and when we face those adversities, or we face the bully, that we'll be able to have the resilience so that we can continue with our lives. And we're all going to go like this, of course, but it's being able to get up and being able to get up again. And that's what I want children to believe in themselves, and adults to believe in ourselves.
Right. That is good. That's a good program and a good way of thinking.
It really, you know, you're now focused on what you want. When we focus on what we want, we get more of it. We focus on what we don't want, we also get more of that, which is why I focus on creating the confident kid rather than trying to talk about the bully, because now we get more of that. Well, that's not what we want. We want the confident kid who is, you know, feels great, because then their grades go up and they enjoy each other. You know, you have more fun with them. Right. I mean, that's what we want, a nice connection between you and your kids.
Yes, for sure. But the interesting thing about all this is that when I was younger, I learned a lot about myself, and I learned that you have to get up. You can't, I always tell my siblings, for example, or my family and my friends, if you sit in your own depression, you'll never open that door. And that's what I find in you. You opened the door. You finally understood that here is not where you need to be. Right. You walked right out, but you weren't selfish. You actually said, I'm going to share it with everyone. And I'm so very happy that you are the interview that I have begun the year with. Oh, it is to me an honor. It's beautiful. I'm loving everything. I actually want a copy of your book.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to promote your book. And everyone, really, you need to contact Marty Ward. She's in Brevard County. You said you could go to their schools.
Have suitcase, we'll travel.
There you go. So you know that you can reach her, and why don't you give them your website?
Okay, it's confidenceeliminatesbullying.com. confidenceeliminatesbullying.com.
And I'll add that on the page. Do you have any Facebook or any social media?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. They're at confidenceeliminatesbullying.com on Facebook. And I also have a YouTube channel at Marty for Success, and a personal Facebook page at Marty Ward.
And do you have a phone number you would like to share?
Oh, absolutely. 321-848-4997. 321-848-4997.
All right, everyone. This is Marty Ward with Confident Eliminates Bullying. And now you've heard her story, and I'd like to thank you.
Thank you.
I wish you
This is a
all
pleasure.
all the success that you deserve. And thank you for unlocking that door and having others join you.
Oh, thank you so much. You've been so gracious. Thank you.